Hey guys, Ty here. Today we talk about Etsy. What sells on Etsy? Now, if you don't know what Etsy is, that's fine. It's a marketplace where sellers list items and buyers come and buy those items. It's very similar to other marketplaces like Amazon and eBay. The average seller on Etsy doesn't make an awful lot, but a good seller in their first year can make anywhere up to $10,000, with the top sellers raking in $500,000 per year, which is absolutely mental. We're going to be looking at what kind of items that they sell, what categories and niches are they in, and we'll go from there. Now, going into 2021, Etsy had 89 million users. That's a combination between buyers and sellers. Etsy is very easy to set up. You can set it up with a matter of minutes, and it costs 20 cents per listing, which is awesome when considering that there's no marketing, there's no advertising costs. You can pay to advertise on Etsy, but you can get such significant traffic just through search optimization. Before we go into the categories of the items that you can sell, please do like the like button, turn it blue, help out the channel. It helps me out an awful lot. If you're interested in things like business, e-commerce, finance, investing, then do consider subscribing to the channel. If that's your kind of jam, I post every week, and do check out my other videos. So without any further delay, let's get straight into it. Looking at the 10 best sellers on Etsy, 7 of them are in the same niche. 7 of them sell the same sort of items in the same category, and that category is craft and supplies. Now bear in mind, these top 10 sellers are top 10 sellers in quantity. They don't necessarily make the most money, but in terms of sales, they are the top sellers. Craft and supplies covers a whole range of items. You've got knitting patterns, which is then separated into crochet patterns and then normal knitting patterns, which I always thought was the same thing, to be honest with you, but there you go. You've also got stickers, templates, beads, antique charms. What else you got? You've got tools for creating these items. So you've got a whole range to choose from. So you can go into any of those niche, or you can sell all of them and cover the whole category if that's what you're after. The reason these sell so well is because it's what Etsy's known for. They're known for their craft supplies. They're known for like handmade personal items, and you make those items using craft supplies. So that's why they sell so well. It's been reported that 80% of Etsy users are actually female, and creative crafts are a popular hobby amongst females, so it makes complete sense that this is a popular category and it's one of the best sellers. The next category is handmade items. Now, like the previous one, it does cover a whole range of different products. You've got knitted scarves, you've got knitted hats, you've got handmade jewelry, you've got absolutely all sorts. Again, these kind of things sell well because this is what Etsy is known for. If you want a mass manufactured item, you tend to go to a place like Amazon. And if you want something a bit more cutesy craft, personalized, handmade, then people tend to opt for Etsy. You'll find that some products do cross over categories. For example, the next best sellers are jewelry and wedding items. Now, even though Etsy rules are quite strict on dropshipping, you will find that a lot of the jewelry sellers actually source their items from places like AliExpress. Maybe they're using a production partner, and if so, that's fair enough, that's allowed. So yeah, do bear that in mind. If you tend to go into one of these categories, you're going to be restricted by Etsy rules. So do check them out before you start investing your time into it. Now, the next category on the list might be a surprising one, and that is clothing. Now, clothing can be separated into 2 different categories, and that's handmade clothing, normal clothing, if you prefer, and then print on demand. Now, handmade clothing is, like I said before, with the knitted scarves, knitted hats, knitted cardigans, things like that. They sell really well on Etsy. If that's something that you can do yourself, or if you can team up with a production partner who can do that for you, and then you sell them on Etsy and then take a fee and do it that way. The other way is print on demand, which surprisingly Etsy doesn't have any rules against print on demand because they're acting as your production partner. So if you use Printful or Printify or whatever production partner that you're using, because it's not dropshipping, well, technically it is, but because it's using a production partner, you're giving in the designs, they're producing it for you. Etsy have no concerns about you doing that. It's a great idea, to be honest with you. You simply link your Printify or your Printful to your Etsy account, and then once you get an order, it fulfills automatically. They print your design on the t-shirt or whatever product it is you're selling, and then they send it straight to the customer, and you don't really do anything. It is completely passive. You have to list the items and you have to design them, but once that's done, it is pretty much passive. So if you do go down that route, just bear in mind that Etsy is based on search optimization. So if you're making a koala print t-shirt, then what are people going to be searching? So you want to bear that in mind when you're designing, because you want a design which is highly sought after, something that people are searching for, like bachelorette party t-shirts or something like that. So yeah, do bear that in mind if that's the route you're going to go down. I'll pull up some examples here on screen so you can see the kind of things in regards to print on demand which is selling, and you can see from the review ratings they sell quite well. Now, even though profit margins for print on demand are known to be quite low, they're not going to be as low as they would be if you were doing it through your own store or Facebook ads, because you're not paying for the advertising costs. Now, when I say no advertising costs, you can pay a small fee. I think you have to start off with a couple of dollars per day if you want to push your products to the top of the search. But honestly, if you're good at search optimization, keyword optimization searches, and optimizing your product page for that, then you're not going to need it. It will take some time, maybe a couple of weeks or even a couple of months for you to be appearing on those searches, especially at the top, but you can get there without paying the advertising costs, which is absolutely fantastic, because with print on demand, that means all the profit is yours. You don't have to pay the ads or marketing, it is all yours, which increases your profit margin, and we like that. Now, some honourable mentions. I'm going to mention vintage items. I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't sell them myself. Etsy do have a separate rule and guidebook about selling vintage items and what you can classify as vintage. I think it has to be beyond a certain date or age. So yeah, if that's a route you're going to go down, do read that separately. Like I said, I don't do it myself. The other category that sells quite well is home and design, especially certain styles like Nordic or macrame. They sell really well on Etsy, and if that's something that you're going into, it is quite competitive. But if you're good at product research, then you might be able to get something ahead of the competition and build your way up that way. So that pretty much covers it. If you've got any questions, do hit them down below. If you want further videos on Etsy, again, let me know down below. I have got a separate video on Etsy dropshipping, which I'll head up top, so do check that out. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Like I said, I post every week without fail, and I will answer every single comment down below. It really helps me out. And so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.